property can be repaired. Lives cannot be rebuilt that have passed away. And so knowing that there was no loss of life is the most important thing. As I understand it, there's about 80 homes that have been impacted in one way or the other. And again, despite those homes being impacted, there was no loss of life. Schools were struck, but no loss of life. In working with the local officials in a meeting before coming down here to visit with you all, we wanted to find out from the state level if there were any unmet needs here at the local level, and at this particular time, there are no unmet needs. If as we progress through the repair stage of this damage, there are unmet needs, the state of Texas is going to step up and make sure those needs are going to be met. One thing that is taking place today, and will continue to take place, but we want to happen very quickly, is an assessment of damages. This is very important for the repair process from the governmental funding process. A message I want to get out to everybody in the surrounding area whose homes or property may have been damaged in any way whatsoever is where to report that damage. It is at damage.tdem.texas.gov. I'll repeat that again. It's damage.tdem.texas.gov. And also, very importantly, because there were some homes that were damaged, there are people without places to reside right now. I was heartened to hear that there are so many people typical of this community who are friends and neighbors who open their homes to others. Some people, however, have no place to stay. There is a shelter that is set up for people who need shelter. This work in collaboration with the Red Cross. It is the Twin Lakes Activity Center. If anybody needs shelter, whether it be now or some future day here in the coming days, go to Twin Lakes Activity Center. Also, there's a location where donations are being accepted, where volunteers are being gathered to assist the entire community, and that is at the Jack County Fair Barn. We want to make sure, again, that we do everything that we possibly can to assist at the local level. And so what I'm about to do right now is I'm going to sign a state disaster declaration that includes 16 counties that were affected overnight by tornadoes that ripped through the state of Texas. This disaster declaration that I'm about to sign includes the counties of Bastrop, Cass, Cook, Grayson, Guadalupe, Houston, Jack, Madison, Marion, Montague, Nacogdoches, Panola, Rusk, Upshur, Williamson, and Wise. All of them had tornadoes rip through their communities like what you saw here in Jack County. All of them are going through the same repair process, the rebuilding process. By signing this disaster declaration, it will be accelerating the pace at which they will be able to operate. It will provide the capability of either waiving certain rules or regulations or accelerating the timetables that will assist local communities like here in Jack County for them to be able to rebuild and get things going a whole lot faster. A classic example is one thing that exists in Jack County right now is a large amount of debris. We will be working with local officials as well as state officials to accelerate the timetable to make sure that that debris will be able to be removed and disposed of far quicker. So let me sign this real quick. This disaster declaration will help Jack County, but also help counties across the entire state of Texas more rapidly respond to and recover from this horrific disaster that struck their community. It is horrific, but again, is being handled so incredibly professionally by the leaders of this community. And I'm proud of them, but also proud of the resiliency of the residents of Jack County for coming together, working together to quickly respond to this disaster. Next, I will turn it over to the county judge.
Thank you, Governor Abbott. First of all, I want to say thank you for taking the time today to come to Jack County and to to demonstrate your leadership, not only in this state, but also in Jack County, and also with the leaders that are behind us here today. As I saw you read the 16 counties, I'm sure that each of those counties has the same story. The reason why we did not have any fatalities and very limited injuries in Jack County and in the city of Jacksboro is because of the gentlemen that are standing behind me. It's their leadership, it's their preparation, it's their training, it's the ability to work together, Governor, that we were able to do that and accomplish that. So, Chief Kidd as well, thank you for your presence here today, because your leadership and your cooperation with our community will allow us to rebuild. And we greatly appreciate your attendance today, being here.
Thank you very much. Next, we have the Jacksboro Mayor.
Yes, I'm Mayor Craig Fender, City of Jacksboro. The only thing I'd like to say is thank you to everyone that has responded to our needs. We appreciate the state of Texas. We really appreciate our first responders. They were on point yesterday. We are a small community. We are a tight-knit community, and it truly has shown in the last 24 hours. We appreciate your continued support. Once again, thank you guys for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for your leadership. Now we have the Chief of the Texas Division of Emergency Management, Nim Kidd.
Thank you, Governor. I want to start by echoing some of the comments that have been made up here. Our life safety is always our #1 priority. And I cannot thank enough the men and women on the streets in Jax County and Jacksboro, and how they always run headfirst into danger looking to take care of their citizens. Going along with that is the men and women of the Texas Emergency Medical Task Force and the TIFMAS teams. I see Flower Mound Fire Department there in the back of the room. Thank y'all for traveling and being part of the state response. Local government helping support local government. The hospital here that we're in right now, a beautiful facility, and was ready and staffed, and thank you for the quick action yesterday in taking care of the folks that were injured and getting them back to rehab. And Governor, we've spent years working together on trying to make schools safer. And Principal Michael Qualls and the actions that he took yesterday absolutely saved lives. The man deserves a round of applause. I don't know if y'all heard the story, but as we move on through the rescue, we get into property conservation. Our damage assessment tool is the best tool that we can use to help demonstrate the amount of damage that's done. We're looking for insured and uninsured loss. The most important loss for us to calculate right now is that uninsured loss. For people that have insurance for their homes or businesses, we need them to contact their insurance companies so that we can start the rebuild process. And Governor, as you mentioned, all state agencies are standing by ready to help this county move forward.
Thank you very much. We'll take a few questions.
Do you have any sort of preliminary damage assessments, like a dollar amount?
I'll turn to the judge. Judge, you anything you want to add to that?
Yesterday, we began just a rescue, a search and rescue kind of operation. And today we moved into an assessment. So currently we have emergency personnel, fire out that's doing the assessment. And so probably by the end of today, possibly by tomorrow, we should have some preliminary numbers on that.
No fatalities, how many injuries were there? Sort of describe the extent of those injuries.
There was no fatalities due to this tornado, and we had 9 injured that came to Faith Community Hospital. All those injuries were minor.
Next question.
Governor Abbott, there was one fatality in Grayson County, but here in Jacksboro, as you mentioned, no fatalities, no severe injuries. The police chief calls that a miracle. How do you describe it?
When you look at the magnitude of the tornado that swept through Jack County and know that there are no fatalities, it is a miracle. However, as has been said, the quick thinking, the decisive action by leaders, whether it be at the school or elsewhere, save lives. And so we need to recognize life-saving action when it's taken place, and that is because of the outstanding leadership that exists here in Jack County.
Governor, you said in Carbon that the state has resources to deal with these fires and more, but that was then, this is now, and this is the beginning of this type of season. Are you still confident that the state has the resources to allocate to all these counties?
100%. I will tell you this little factoid, and that is Texas leads America in so many categories, including in the most federally declared natural disasters. My point in telling you that is we are experienced at dealing with natural disasters. Yesterday, We had a blizzard in the Panhandle. We had fire in other parts of the state. We had hurricane force winds. We had tornadoes. We had hail, and we were able to weather it all. And we have the resources through the Texas Division of Emergency Management, through the Texas Department of Public Safety, through all of our local officials operating very professionally at every level. We know that we're going to have the personnel resources to be able to deal with whatever Mother Nature brings our way.
Has there been any declaration on what size the rating of the tornado is from the National Weather Service? Any word on that?
They'll be out doing surveys today and tomorrow to get those numbers. And, you know, I know everybody wants to know the numbers and the size of the tornado, but if your house is destroyed by straight line winds, I don't think anybody cares what that is. So we want to work on the rebuild process, and it'll be a couple of days, and the Weather Service will have those numbers for us. Superintendent?
What's the plan for the high school and the elementary with the loss of the buildings?
We have mitigation crews on site right now cleaning up the debris, and we'll be securing the structures. We've got structural engineers evaluating the buildings to ensure that they would be safe to occupy once power is restored. Obviously, we lost the gym at the elementary school and the gym at the high school. We won't be able to access those, but we do feel like we will have access to the academic classrooms at both campuses. And our plan is, as of today, is to resume classes on Monday of next week.
Last question. All right, that's it.
Thank you all very much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Governor.
Great job.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you
Pleasure to
guys.
meet
You too. All the best to you.